Hey everyone, and welcome to the In-House Podcast where Tastemaker fashion goes digital. And today we're joined by Alexis Griswold. You know her as the lifestyle influencer gracing your screen on Instagram and TikTok, her YouTube billboards all across Los Angeles, and her members-only access on OnlyFans. Alexis, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
Of course. We're super excited to have you on the show because obviously we just dropped your Blue Palms capsule collection. We'll get to that in a little bit. But first we want to introduce you, let everyone know who you are, and really get into, how you got to where you are today.
So Alexis, you're an LA-based influencer, a model. You have a special eye for fashion. You're into cosmetics, vegan food. Tell us a little bit about how you got here and where, how you got to where you are.
Because we know all the surface level superficial stuff, but we want to know more about, how
Exactly.
you really got to these places.
So I started by just posting on Instagram consistently. I would have my mom take my picture all the time. I would set up a tripod, or I would have my friends take my picture. And then me and my friend also started like a little YouTube. So we were doing that for a bit. And then I got noticed by some brands. So I got to go out to LA and model for some and got posted on their pages, which had a pretty good following. And so then I started to gain some followers from that. And I took advantage of that the most that I could by consistently posting photos in their clothes. So they would repost me so I could still get like seen by more people. So that helped me grow a lot. And then TikTok became like a big thing at like the perfect time when all that was happening for me. So I was posting on TikTok consistently as well. And that also helped me grow a lot. And then then I was able to move out to LA after doing some more brand trips from like being able to visit LA. I got to meet a good amount of people where I met my first roommate, and we decided like, let's just move to LA, like let's just go for it. So we did, and it ended up working out really well. And we met more people and just kept networking and being consistent. I would say being consistent is the number one thing that got me to where I am right now.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, when did you first move out to LA?
In December of 2019.
Okay, so
So
wow.
right
So
before COVID.
yeah, I was gonna say, perfect time, terrible time. Not sure how that shakes
At
out.
least the weather's nice.
At least the weather's nice.
It's
Yeah,
not like,
get outside.
LA, that's a huge advantage. I'm sure during COVID, at least when you have to go out and get a little fresh air, it's like nice weather. Here we were freezing. You leave your apartment and it's like ice cold out in New York City.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but I was actually happy that I moved like right before COVID because even though it was COVID, I was still having a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
sure.
makes sense.
I'm sure. So you mentioned like a bunch of the social media you're on and like how you kind of got your start. You also started an OnlyFans account in 2020. It's kind of something you've acknowledged has a bit of a bad rap, but it's something you've really used to connect with your fans in a really personal way. Can you talk to us more about how it's like bridging that gap and creating like much stronger connections with your fans?
Yeah, I really am grateful for OnlyFans because of that reason, because it is a lot more personal and you can talk to people one on one and also share content that's more personal. Like, I like to do more personal vlogs on there to show my personality. I also do vlogs on YouTube, but I try to make OnlyFans more like you're kind of hanging out with me type of vibe, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
getting to know me in that way. And just being able to get to know other people too, it's really cool because I get to learn a lot of things from people around the world. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously I'm sure, regardless of all that, there's bad apples everywhere. Would love to hear if you have any funny or weird stories that have come through OnlyFans of, people maybe asking you for weird stuff or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, there's always some like weird feet things that people ask
I
for.
had a feeling that was
Uh,
gonna be top of the list.
Yeah, they're out
yeah,
there.
that's a
They're out
big
there.
one. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know. Just like the feet ones, I would say are the weirdest ones. Like they want you to wiggle your toes, or just like I
I'm
don't
So
know.
sure
like
you,
You're
really
really
specific
soft.
yeah,
instructions.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you
they
take it in stride
got.
though.
What was that?
I said, I'm sure you take it in stride. Like, it is
Oh,
what it
oh yeah. I'm
is.
like feet pics. Yeah, sure. If you want to see that, that's fine by me. It's cool by me.
I love
You're
that.
like, I'm a sneakerhead, but this is a new level.
But on the
But
career side, something that's, awesome is that you've been featured in some real serious modeling campaigns for Fashion Nova, Revolve, and KO watches. to date, what is your favorite brand campaign, you've participated in?
Probably Revolve because that's the
Hmm.
most one that's like fashion based that I like. They have really good quality clothes, so I love Revolve, and it's a pretty big brand too. So that was like,
How was that working with them?
it was really good. They're really sweet too, and I've been to some of their events in LA too with some friends, which were really fun. They know how to throw good events.
I'm sure. Lots of practice, you know. So something about, you've mentioned before is, people think being an influencer is easy and it's really not. It's about motivating yourself and doing the work and creating the content, being consistent, like you mentioned before. So what does an average day look like for you? Because sometimes, we'll see you prepping food or going out with friends. We've caught you in the studio before with Fresco Trey. We're big Memphis fans, so like, that doesn't go unnoticed here. What exactly does an average day look like?
Um, well, like you kind of explained, it's always different. It just depends. Some days I'll decide like I want to do cooking content, or some days I'll have a collab like I did with him, which was really fun. Or some days I'll be like, I need to like spice it up and have some fun content because people love to see fun content. So like going out would be a thing. It just depends on the day really and what like I feel like I need to touch on. I like to have a lot of variety with my content so people don't get bored, so I'm just constantly trying to switch it up and go from one thing and then the next day to the next and then maybe go back to that thing again another day to keep it interesting because I don't want to be boring ever because if people see the same thing all the time, it could be repetitive and then they could be like, oh, well, I'm tired of seeing this. I see it every day.
For sure. And something you mentioned is like collaborating with different influencers and stuff. You've brushed shoulders with Dan Bilzerian and Jake Paul and a bunch of big names like that. How do those things come to pass, especially with some of those big names?
Honestly, just social media, getting to know people out
Hmm.
in LA, networking, going out, you meet people, and then they're like, hey, you want to come do this? And you're like, yeah. Or like the Dan thing, I got invited to model for his brand Ignite. And so that was exciting at the
Hmm.
time, and that helped me grow a lot too. So that was a lot of fun. And then the Jake Paul thing, I had like one of my close friends was dating his camera guy. So that's how that kind of happened too. So it's just all in like the networking.
There you go. It's interesting. It seems like, it's that perfect blend of, linking up online, but it seems like there's also this huge, influencers who we know as primarily online people are really actually out there in the world and building
I think
communities in
Jake
real
Paul's
life.
cameraman went to our school, university.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Brendan North?
No, this is his name is John Marinick. I think he has a couple camera guys though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like
sure.
if
Yeah,
you're
yeah. These
jumping,
guys,
if
not
you're,
like not like us. I
I
use
was gonna
I
say,
use
yeah,
my iPhone for all type of content.
yeah,
But
literally.
a quick question about content, because obviously, like you said, I mean, you've got a Rolodex of content you got to create. I mean, do you have a preferred one that you do?
That like I like the most.
Yeah, making.
Um, yeah, I like making like kind of like model style videos with fashion. Those ones are really fun, and I enjoy editing too. So it's fun when like I just get a bunch of like for reels. I like to make little fashion reels, and getting a bunch of like the content, and then I like to sit down, and it's fun to like see what I create because before like filming the content, I never know how it's gonna turn out. So it's
Right.
always fun to see how like they end up turning out. So I think like the fashion is my favorite one to create.
Well, good thing that you've got a brand now.
Yeah.
Um, well, you're also a huge sneakerhead. The fire red fours, the Jordan ones, the three cements. There's a lot of great pairs out there. But outside of Jordans, like, what are you rocking these days? Like, what is your go-to?
Lately I've been rocking the slides, the Yeezy slides because
Okay.
it's just been like sweatshirt and sweatpants weather. That's why Blue Palms came out at
Yeah.
the perfect time. So I've just been throwing on slides and kind of more chill vibe lately. Winter
Love
time.
that. Love that. And speaking of outfits, we do a little segment here called Fit Check where we pull up some old photos, fit pics from your Instagram and other places, so we can get a little rundown on what each of them are. So we're having Ryan right here, our producer, pull up some pictures. And first off, we got this outfit. For the viewers at home, we have a pretty colorful ensemble in here, but most importantly, the neon bag right front and center. Can you tell us what's going on here?
Yeah, so this one was inspired for like summertime, like bright colors. I love having like colorful outfits. And I was looking for bags that were vegan and didn't contain any like animal products. And I found this one
Interesting.
by Alexander Wang. And I just thought it was so cute and perfect for summer because it was like so bright.
Love that. And yeah, no, super interesting. And obviously, people who know you well know you're a vegan, and that's something really important to you. So it's interesting that you're kind of
You,
fusing the passions together into fashion too.
and you know what's interesting is that a good friend of mine, a guy named Dan, he's really big into like vegan clothing, and there's some really awesome stuff out there. So that's cool.
Yeah, there
We've got
really is.
another one here. This one's awesome. I mean, there's a lot going on, but you'll have to walk us through it.
Yeah, I think this is a Kid Cudi
Is that what that
sweatshirt,
is?
maybe.
Yeah, this is a Kid Cudi sweatshirt. This was actually a friend of mine's hoodie, and I thought it was so cool, and I was like, yo, I gotta steal this hoodie from you for a picture. I'll give it back. So I did that, and then I threw the beanie on because I was like, it would give it more of a vibe. And then being at the gas station, I just thought it was just kind of different and dope, like combining the style with the gas station.
Yeah, content coming from all places. And then last one we got here, we talked actually about you being a sneakerhead already, but it looks like you're wearing the cool gray Jordan 11s. You got the kind of cargo pants on with the tight top. What's going on here?
This one I kind of threw together last minute, and I was like, you know what? I think this is cool because I was trying to pair something with the top because like I like the top because again it was like a bright color. And then the shoes, I was like, these shoes are just gonna match perfectly. The gray and orange vibe, I really like the color combo there.
Yeah, so do we. So do we. So, obviously you're super fashionable. Like Rob mentioned earlier, you have an eye for fashion. So it makes sense that you'd go out into the fashion space to do something for yourself. And you just dropped the pre order for Blue Palms on December 27th. Now, this will air a little bit after that, obviously, but tell people about the collection, why the drop is special to you and why they should go buy.
It's special to me because it's my first time ever creating anything like this, and so it does mean a lot to me. And the meaning behind it, with it saying "I'm not the same," is just kind of like growth, and I'm really big on growth and learning new things every day and becoming a better person. And so I feel like it has a really good meaning behind it. And then the name of the brand, Blue Palms, is like my favorite color is blue, and blue is like a very calm and chill color. Like that's what blue represents. So I
Hmm.
feel like that also goes with the brand. And then palms is like a palm tree and like a tropical vibe. And since I'm in LA, it just goes perfect with my whole vibe.
Exactly. And you stole Rob's next question, basically right out of his mouth about, what that phrase means to you. And I'm glad you can tell the listeners. Obviously, the I am not the same quote is featured pretty prominently in the collection, and glad you can give some more meaning there. But, you spoke a little bit before about how you're moving towards this more casual place. And we find it really interesting that a lot of our clients that are building brands are starting with basics, like elevated basics, but still things that are a little bit cozier. You're someone who's really bold and outgoing, but you're peeling back the onion a little bit and letting people see a little bit more of a casual side of you. Do you think it's really important now, or more important now than it was before, to really be authentic and real and not just show kind of the glitz and glam?
Yes, for sure, because you want to stand out. I feel like right now in this generation, more than ever, a lot of people are trying to be something. And so standing out is like really important and not following the trends because you could just blend in and you don't want to blend in. And even
Hmm.
like being so like glamorous all the time, it's not necessarily real because not everybody is always so glamorous. Like some people are like, there's just a chill day where you're like, looking more chill and not all like glammed up. And so I think it's important for people to see every side of you as well. And like people can connect more with the person who can be also normal rather than like, oh, look at me, I'm like this all the time, because that's not necessarily true to always be on 10. There's days when you could be on 5, and there's days you could be on 10. And it's important to show every aspect of yourself so people can really connect with you.
And some days we're on like 2 or 3.
One even.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think that's really fair, and I think sometimes, like you said, social media, it's a little hard to read the person. And do you feel like you're able to kind of convey your humanity through social media? Like, have you learned a way to kind of show people, yeah, I mean, I have awesome days, but I'm also just like doing the best I can.
Yeah, I've started to like talk on my story more about random stuff,
Interesting.
and I feel like that could show people. Like I did one like a week ago. I had like no makeup on. I was just in a sweatshirt, and I was talking about some drinks I got, and then I was trying to be healthier. And I feel like that kind of shows like, hey, look, I'm just chilling in a hoodie right now, no makeup on, talking about some drinks, like trying to be healthy, and I was just like being more vulnerable about stuff, and I think that really helps with everything.
Yeah, and I think something, that's one of the reasons people really like you is the vulnerability, like you've talked really vulnerably about like your skincare journey and stuff like that as well. Then that all lives on, TikTok and
Mhm.
Instagram, and, showing that kind of, that's both like personal growth, physical growth, all these different things go into that. And I think it is
Just being a
why,
person,
yeah, exactly. You're just being a person and living your
Mhm.
life for everyone to see. And part of that is, the good stuff and the bad stuff. So definitely really
But
admirable.
now that you're a brand creator, I mean, you've kind of entered a new phase in that you're still doing all the amazing content, but you're also kind of introducing new aspects to what you're doing. What's next for the brand? I mean, can you see yourself collaborating with other influencers? Do you want to, can you see yourself continuing to grow the brand?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Pre-ordered a lot of Blue Palms sets, and I'm gonna send them out to all my influencer friends and get a shoot set up and take really cool content with all of them in the brand to then promote it again. And I just want to be like consistently sharing the brand and helping it grow and finding new innovative ideas to show it off and market it better as well. And I also
I
have
love that.
vlogged the whole journey of Blue Palms too, so I'm excited for everyone to see that.
That would
Yeah,
be
that's
great.
awesome.
I'm
That's
excited to
awesome.
see that.
Yeah, likewise. And we love the unboxings and all the things you've showed so
Yeah,
far. And it's always great to have a partner like you who's really
it
bought
makes a
into the
difference.
process. It makes a huge difference.
Thank you.
But we don't want to keep you here too much longer. But we do have one final segment called Spin the Wheel. And it's just a couple hot takes on things that are relevant to your life. We'll have our producer Ryan pull it up, and we'll just give it a couple spins here. There we go, Ryan. Let's give it a spin. I have some that I'm partial to on here, so I really hope it lands
Likewise.
on the one I want, but I guess we're about to find out. What do we got here? Dating in LA. So actually this is one of the ones I wanted. So, you've talked on Twitter, on TikTok, and kind of alluded to dating in LA and what that's like. Give us a little insight into what's going on with you now.
With dating, I'm currently not talking to any guys or dating, and it feels really nice because I feel like usually if I were to have free time, I would like go off to the guy I was like dating and like spend free time there. And now that I'm not talking to anyone, any free time I get, I just literally put it to myself and working on everything that I'm working on. And have found so much value in that rather than like going off to a guy, because I feel like right now in my life is the moment that I need to take myself and my career the most seriously, and
Hmm.
dating is just like the biggest distraction in my opinion.
That
There
makes
you go.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, focusing on career, I think every parent out there is thrilled about that answer.
Yeah, seriously. All right, let's give it another spin here, Ryan. I
Let's
know
see.
Rob always has a sneak kind of pick that
I
he
always
needs,
have a sneak peek. Yeah, it's true.
All right, what do we got here?
Smoothies.
So you're kind of like the smoothie queen. I can already see you doing the shimmy because I know you're a huge smoothie fan. Obviously, being a vegan probably plays into that. Why is the smoothie like the perfect go to?
So I learned about like in the morning your body is trying to detox all the food you ate the day before. And so your body kind of is going through a fasting in the morning. So when you cut that fast with like heavier foods, it's not allowing your body to break down everything it needs to break down. And a smoothie, like fruit in general, allows your body to go through that process a lot easier. So I love smoothies because of that reason. I love to drink them in the morning to just help your body function properly. And also, there's a lot of fruits and like vegetables I don't necessarily like to eat, like spinach. And so smoothies, you can just put it in and get your nutrients that you need without having to taste it. And sea moss too is really good for you. It has like 92 of the 100 minerals your body needs. So just put it in a smoothie
Wow.
and you could be healthy.
That was a really really compelling argument.
That was legit.
I might actually have to change up my morning routine.
I'm a big smoothie guy
does this
too.
mean I should stop eating like 3 eggs and
Yeah.
breakfast meats?
I mean, I'm not hungry in the morning. I'm not hungry. So when I wake up, like usually I'll just be like, all right, I'll just make a protein shake, call it a day, and that's my breakfast. So smoothies are probably like a better transition.
All right, I'm sold.
Mhm.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
you guys got me.
We got them.
Well, look, Alexis, we really appreciate the time. It's always great talking to you. It's especially nice to have all of our listeners hear about Blue Palms and what we've been up to and kind of, what's on the horizon too. So, such a pleasure. Really looking forward to sharing more and continue to develop really cool stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I had a good time.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone for listening. Really appreciate your time, and we'll catch you soon. The In-House Podcast is an in-house production. The hosts of the show are co-founders Tucker Radecki and Rob Lubin. The executive producer is Ryan Radecki. Mixing, editing, and digital production courtesy of Ryan Radecki. This podcast is available on Spotify. Our episodes are also uploaded as videos at youtube.com/@InHouseInc.